My name is Negzzia. On winter of 2019, I was a homeless refugee in Paris. I was sleeping on the ground while I was hiding behind the cars. I was hungry, I was sleepless and sick, mentally and physically. I was all alone. Nobody knew who I am. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody cares. All the time I was praying, although I would rather to die than live in that situation. I was praying for magic. I was praying for a hero to find me and take my hand and save me. But as a lonely girl in a foreign country with the name of being refugee, I was invisible for everyone, even for heroes. I had two choices: wait for magic or for a hero, or become my own hero with just don't losing my hope and just continue to seeing myself as a successful woman again. But how did I got there? I was born in the country that woman actually has no right. I was born in Teherán, Iran. You can choose where you want to born, but you can choose who you want to be and what will be your future. It was all my thought when I was a child. Since I was a little girl, I had a dream to become a superstar, like most of us. But my dream was so serious. I was seeing myself as a successful star when I was watching some movies, when I was watching even some music video or looking at some models picture. I was like, I want to be one of them. But in my country, a lot of jobs are illegal for women. Actually, they are not even exist to women want to work in that area. For becoming an actress, in the time that I was living in Iran when I was a child, not all families would accept that their children go to the art school. My family was one of them. Long story short, I grew up and I decided to fight more and more for my dream. I decided to do what makes me feel happy, what makes me feel proud. With a lot of problems that I had, finally, I became a model. I was so proud. I was making good money. It was my dream job and I was living in that dream. In my country, women as a model, they must do that with hijab. You can't do modeling or anything without hijab. But the girl inside me, she wanted to work as all international models. She wanted to do her job like if as a free woman, like all models all around the world. So I started to work more than laws, and government couldn't accept that. They tried to punish me with 148 times whips and send my dead body to the jail. So I had no choice but running away from my country. On 2017, with one small bag and limited cash on my pocket, I fled my country. I opened my eyes, I found myself alone in unknown world. I couldn't even speak one word English. It was crazy. I can't even explain how it feels. I left everything that I loved behind. My father, my family, my friends, my cat, my home, my everything. I became nobody. After a long time depression, I decided to fight for my dream again. I said to myself, past is past, but future still exists. So fight for it, go for it, do something. But before anything, I just needed a safe zone for having an ID and continue my life. But as an Iranian girl or man, it's not easy to have a visa for foreign countries, for most of countries. So I was so nervous, and long story short, somebody helped me to get a visa, and for the first time I came to the Europe and I become refugee in France. I'm not gonna lie to you. Being a refugee is the worst thing that can happen to somebody. I don't know you believe in karma or not, but I do. When I was a child, we had a lot of refugees in our country, Afghan refugees. And I was a child, but it was all the parents' thoughts that they put in our minds, that the thoughts like, don't walk next to them, don't look into their eyes, don't talk with them, don't look at them, don't do anything with them. And we just hated them with no reason. They were educated, they were well educated, or they were good people or bad people. We didn't care. They were just in our country and we hated them because they look different. They didn't know us, we didn't know them, and it was just all hate between us and them. Actually, there was some of them that they were doing some bad things, like they were stealing something, or some of them raped some Iranian girls. And because of these things, we started to judge even good ones. All the jobs that they could find was shitty jobs, like be a doorman or I don't know, manual worker. With the stupid money, we use them. When I became refugee in France, government told me that I can work, I can have a house, and till I received my answer, they gave me 10 euros per day to live. Imagine, I came to the France with limited money, and that money finished. I was scared. I started to trust the people, to completely strangers. But when you're alone, when you have no ID, when you even little bit look good, it's like a magnet. You attract wrong people. Nobody was behind me. Nobody protected me. Nobody knew where am I? What am I doing? I started to trust to strangers, and unfortunately, it's end up with they just wanted to have sex with me, just have a sex for a safe place or for a job. And when I was not accepting that, they were kicking me out of their places. I don't know, they just, I heard million times, why don't you go back to your damn country? What are you doing here? We don't need foreigner in our country. Once somebody kidnapped me, once I was locked in another city with completely stranger, and a lot of crazy things happened to me. At the end, I decided to jump into my fear, my biggest fear, that was sleeping in the street. I get tired of crazy people around me. So I started to live in the street. I thought my life gonna change. I'm gonna change it. But it was just getting worse and worse. When I was sleeping in the street, when I had no money, when I saw how people treated with refugee or homeless people or people like me, all inside me was full of anger. I really wanted to hurt somebody. When I was hungry, I really wanted to steal something, to just eat. And do you know what thing was in my head? The first thing came to my head was refugees in my country. The first thing that came to my head was the refugees who were raping and stealing something. And I thought to myself, oh my God, it's the karma. You know, time passed and passed, and now I was in the same situation, and I could feel them. Not everybody are strong to keep their soul white when they are in hard situation. A lot of times in the metro, there is some boxes with food. I don't know what is this machine's name, but I was even thinking like broke it and eat something, just take something to eat. I was thinking stealing some bags, I need food. But I didn't. But not everybody are strong enough. So I was thinking it was us to lead people to do bad thing. When you're alone, when nobody care about you, when you're hungry, when you can't have your needs, not everybody can be strong and say, I will do it on future. A lot of us will lose ourselves. Not everybody can be strong and say, I will do it on future. A lot of us will lose ourselves and maybe do crazy things. So this is us to lead people to do bad things. I just kept on praying and praying. And the magic that I was waiting for it just happened. I just control myself to keep my soul white, to not do crazy thing. And one day when I thought my life is over, all under my eyes were black because government told me that if you lose your documents, you have to leave country. We don't care. So imagine I had no money in my bag, in my luggage, but it was my refugee documents. And all the time I was telling to myself, I have to protect this. What if somebody think that I have money and steal this bag? So imagine for a long time, I was not sleeping. I was not eating something. And I remember I was controlling I was losing the control of my head. My head was shaking like that. And one day, I just cried and cried. And I thought, it's over. Even in my nightmares, I never saw myself in that situation. But exactly in that moment, magic happened. One of the journalists of really my English is so bad. One of the famous journalists that worked for a famous newspaper in France, he found me and he wrote my story. He wrote down my story. After that, another countries wrote my story, and like that, people starting to know my story, know me, give me good energy, taking my hand, and like that, my life started to change. But now, I feel like it's my responsibility to tell you that you need to change your point of view about refugee people. Refugee people are not here to take your place, to take your opportunities. Refugee people had no choice. There is some countries that you can go to school. There is some countries that woman has no right. There is some countries you can buy your medicine. There is war out there. We all have right for living. We all have right to live happy. These people has no choice. Just be nice with them. Just be nice with them. Don't lead them to the wrong places. I followed my dream, and I end up there. I'm just not gonna lie to you. Following your dream is not easy. Sometimes it hurts you. It takes all you have. Sometimes you need to drown to know how to swim. Sometimes bad things happen to universe, just see how much you want that dream. And I proved that I want it so much. Today I'm nobody to tell you what you have to do about your dream. But I'm so proud that all my, God heard my voice. And now, today, I wrote a book about my life, about women, about sexual abusing, about refugees, about homeless people. Maybe this book can change the point of view of people, about people who living in the same situation that I was living. I want to end it with one poet that I love it so much. As Sadi said, human beings are members of a whole in creation of essence and soul. If one member is afflicted with pain, other members uneasy will remain. If you have no sympathy for human pain, the name of human you cannot retain. Just be nice.